Welcome to the Vintage Delight blanket pattern. The pattern was written with DK weight yarn using a 3.5 millimeter hook. You can use whichever size of yarn and hook that you prefer. I'm going to be using a worsted weight yarn with a 5.5 millimeter hook for mine. So once you have your supplies, we can get started. Round 1, using color A. We'll start with a magic ring. I use a double magic ring technique. We pull the yarn through. So I always like to chain one first. That doesn't count as a stitch into the magic ring. So into our magic ring, we're going to work 8 clusters. A cluster is worked with 3 partial double crochet and finished off together. So if you wish, you can chain 2 to count as your first double crochet in the starting cluster, or you can do a version of a starting double crochet. So one version is to make a single crochet, go into the side of that single crochet to pull up your loop. Now we're not going to finish this double crochet and leave the 2 loops on our hook. Yarn over into the ring, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and one more time, yarn over into the ring, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. So you should have 4 loops on your hook at this point. You'll yarn over and pull through all 4 loops to make your first starting cluster. Chain 1, and then we'll make 7 more clusters. So 3 partial double crochet, 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 4, chain 1 to close. And we're just going to work that around our ring several times. And so on. So you want to work 8 of those clusters. You can go ahead and work that now. We're not going to tighten the ring at this stage. We will do it after round 2, but we will join to the top of our starting stitch, and I'm joining with my new color for round 2. And from there we will slip stitch into that chain 1 space. And we'll work a double crochet into the chain 1 space. So again, you can work a chain 3 for your double crochet if you wish. I'm using my version of a starting double crochet. And we want to work an extended treble down into the magic ring between the 2 clusters. So working in front of that chain 1 space, we want to work into the ring. I've yarned over twice and pulled up a loop, yarn over, pull through 1 loop, then yarn over, pull through 2 loops 3 times for that extended treble. And then 1 more double crochet into that same chain 1 space as our starting double crochet. So to start round 2, we have a double crochet or chain 3 if you prefer, an extended treble into the magic ring between the clusters, double crochet back into that same chain 1 space. And then we'll work a front post extended double around the cluster. So yarn over, insert from the front around the back of the cluster back out to the front, yarn over, pull the yarn through. So pull through 1 first before you do the pull through 2. And we'll work this 8 times. So I'll do the repeat once more with you. Double crochet into the chain 1 space, an extended treble, so yarn over twice, working down between the clusters, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 1, and then yarn over, pull through 2 3 times, double crochet back in the chain one space, and then that front post extended double crochet. So you pull up the loop, yarn over, pull through one, yarn over, pull through two twice. And we'll continue that around. So you can go ahead and work that around. You'll be joining to the starting stitch and changing to your new color. No, you'll continue with the same color, sorry, for the next round. Okay, so joining to our first stitch with a slip stitch and then tightening our ring. If you're using thicker yarn, the ring may not close quite as tightly as with thinner yarn, but that is the end of round 2. You should have 32 stitches. Okay, so round 3, we're going to be working at back post single crochet, shallow back post single crochet. So this first stitch is a bit tricky. We go from the back around that starting stitch. We want to go out through the top loops only, not underneath that third loop, but just out the top loops only of the next stitch to pull up our loop and finish a back post single crochet. And you can see easier on this next stitch, we insert under those top loops and then out the next set of top loops around that post to pull up our loop and finish a single crochet. So shallow back posts are just underneath the top loops. So we can work that all the way around for 32 back post single crochet. So when we've worked our way around with those 32 shallow back post single crochet, we will join to our starting back post single crochet with a slip stitch and fasten off. So you'll have the 32 stitches in round 3. Round 4, we want to find a front post extended double that's worked around a cluster. Look at the double crochet just past that front post and find the single crochet that's worked into that double crochet. And that's where we will join our yarn. I'm joining with a standing single crochet. You can join with a slip stitch and chain 1 and then work your single crochet if you prefer. Then in the next stitch, which should be on top of that extended treble, we will place 2 single crochet in this next stitch and single crochet in the next. And then we're going to work a front post double around this next front post extended double that was worked around a cluster. And we'll repeat that around. We're going to skip the stitch behind, single crochet in the next, 2 single crochet in that next stitch, single crochet in the next, front post double around that front post extended double 2 rows below, skipping the stitch behind. So you can continue to work that all the way around, and I'll meet you at the end of this round. So when you've worked your way all the way around, that final front post double, we'll skip the stitch behind and join to our starting single crochet to end round 4, 40 stitches. Round 5, we're going to double crochet in the first 4 stitches, so you can start with a chain 3 if you prefer. I'm making my starting double crochet in the same stitch that we joined to. For my first double crochet, 2, 3, and 4 double crochet. And then the next stitch, which should be that front post double, we will place 2 double crochet in that same stitch. So you'll just continue that all the way around, double crochet in each of the next 4 stitches, 2 double crochet in that front post double. And I'll meet you at the end of the round. So when you have completed the round, you'll join to our starting stitch and fasten off, and you'll have 48 stitches on this round. Round 6, using color A, we will find a group of 2 double crochet worked into the same stitch, and in the second of that group of 2 we will join our yarn with a single crochet, and then we will work an extended treble, so yarn over twice. We want to find these 2 front post double crochet, and we can see those 3 shallow back post singles, and in the middle one, which should be above that treble, we will work an extended treble. So we just pull through 1 and then we yarn over and pull through 2 3 times. We do not skip any stitches, so working in the next stitch we'll single crochet in each of the next 5 stitches. So that's 3, 4, and 5. And then we want to work an extended treble back down into that same stitch as our last extended treble. So pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 1, then yarn over, pull through 2 3 times for that extended treble, so forming a V shape. Okay, and then we'll repeat that around, so we don't skip anything. We make 1 single crochet, which should always be in that second of the group of 2 double crochet in the same stitch. Work that extended treble down in that middle back post shallow single crochet. Don't skip any stitches. Single crochet in 5, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then work another extended treble back into that same stitch as our last one. Okay, so you can go repeat that around, and I'll meet you at the end of this round. So when you've worked your way around, we will join to our starting stitch, but do not fasten off. There's 64 stitches this round. Continuing with color A, starting in this first stitch, we will work a double crochet, 2 double crochets actually in the first stitch, and then double crochet in each of the next 7. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So the first and the last of the 7 double crochet will be in those extended trebles, and then the 2 double crochet fall into the single crochet that's between 2 extended trebles. So do 2 double crochet in the single crochet, and then double crochet in each of the next 7 all the way around, joining to our starting stitch, but do not fasten off. 72 stitches. So to start round 8, we'll single crochet in the same stitch as our join and in the next stitch. Chain 1, we're going to skip 3 stitches, and then in that next stitch we are going to work 4 cluster stitches. So we'll start, remember the cluster stitch is 3 partial double crochet, yarn over, pull through those 4 loops for 1. We'll chain 1 in between these clusters. So we'll work 3 more clusters in this same stitch. So it's 3 clusters, we want 1 more, and we'll I'll chain 1 after this 4th cluster as well. 2 and 3, chain 1. So we have those 4 clusters with a chain 1 in between, all in the same stitch. We'll skip 3 stitches. Be careful to count that first one, it's slightly hidden. 1, 2, 3. We'll single crochet in the next 2 stitches. And the single crochet should be each of the double crochet that are worked together in the same stitch. Chain 1, skip 3, and working in that next stitch again, we'll do those 4 clusters with a chain 1 in between the clusters. Okay, so we'll just repeat that around, and I'll meet you at the end of this round. So once you've worked your way around, you'll have these 8 cluster sets or flowers. We'll skip those last 3 stitches and join to our starting single crochet to finish this round. So there should be 48 stitches and 40 chain 1 spaces, or those 8 sets of flowers. So we can go ahead and fasten off as well. Round 9, using color B, we are going to start with a double crochet in a chain 1 space just past the 2 single crochet. So in this first chain 1 space, start with a double crochet. If you wish to slip stitch and chain 3 for a double crochet, you can do that as well. And we'll make a second double crochet into that same space. So 2 double crochet in the chain 1 space just past the 2 single or just before our first cluster. Then around the cluster, we're going to work a front post extended double. So I yarned over, inserted my hook around the cluster to pull up my loop, pull through 1 stitch, then pull through 2 twice for that extended double crochet around the cluster. And then we want to make an extended treble into the same stitch as we made all those clusters. So in between the first and the second cluster, we want to insert our hook, making sure we're working in front of the chain 1. You can pull up a loop, pull through 1, then pull through 2 3 times. Oops, there we go, for that extended treble. Front post extended double around the next cluster. And then we'll place 1 double crochet into the chain 1 space between the second and third clusters. We'll work another extended treble down in between the second and third clusters as well, again working in front of that chain 1. And then another double crochet in that chain 1 space between the second and third clusters. Front post extended double around the third cluster. An extended treble between the third and the fourth cluster in front of the chain 1. And we'll work that front post extended double around the fourth cluster. And then 2 double crochet in this last chain 1 space just before the 2 single crochet. So we'll be working that repeat all the way around. I'm going to do that one more time with you. We're We're going to skip both of these single crochet, 2 double crochet into that next chain 1 space. Front post extended double around the first cluster. The extended treble between the first and second cluster, but in front of the chain 1. Front post double around the second cluster. Double crochet in that chain 1 space. Extended treble between the second and the third clusters. Double crochet in that same chain 1 space. Front post extended double around the next cluster. Extended treble between the third and the fourth cluster. Front post extended double around the fourth cluster, and 2 double crochet in that chain 1 space before the single crochet. So you can go ahead and work those repeats all the way around those sets of clusters, and I'll meet you at the end of this round. So when we've reached the end of our final repeat, we'll finish with those 2 double crochet in that chain 1 space, and then slip stitch to the top of our starting double crochet to finish this round. We will not fasten off. There should be a total of 104 stitches this round. If you find if your stitches aren't quite laying flat or sort of buckling up, you can just sort of stretch them out a little bit, and those clusters will pop a little bit more to the front. So round 10, continuing with color B, we are going to double crochet in these first 2 stitches. So again, you can start with a chain 3 if you prefer, or your version of a starting double crochet in that first stitch, and then double crochet in the second stitch to start this round with 2 double crochet. We're going to work another front post extended double around this front post extended double, and then double crochet in the extended treble, front post extended double around this next front post extended, one double crochet in the next, and then in this next stitch, which should be that center of the front post or of those trebles, we're going to place 3 double crochet, 2 and 3 double crochet. We'll put a stitch marker in that second one of the group of 3 to show the corner stitch. Double crochet in the next, work a front post extended around that other front post extended, double crochet in the next, and work a front post extended around the final front post extended of this flower part, and double crochet in the next 2 stitches. And we'll repeat that all the way around. So working the 2 double crochet, a double crochet in each of the 2 double crochet, front post extended, double crochet, front post extended, double crochet, then the 3 doubles in that center extended treble, and then reverse that down the next side. So continue to work that around. You should have a total of 120 stitches for round 10. Round 11, starting with either a chain 3 or a starting double crochet in that stitch where we joined. And then we'll double crochet in the next 6. So it'll be a total of 7 double crochet to start this round. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, which should be the last stitch before that center or corner stitch. And then in that marked stitch or the middle of the group of 3 from last round, we will place 3 double crochet in that stitch. 2 and 3. And then we'll work double crochet in the next 7 stitches. 2, 3, 7, and we'll repeat that around. So starting with double crochet in the next 7, 3 double crochet in this corner stitch, 7 double crochet down the other side of that peak. So between the 2 corner stitches will be 14. In between the 2 groups of 3 double crochet, there'll be 14 double crochet. So continue that all the way around, joining to our starting stitch at the end of this round. So when you've worked your way around, you should have a total of 136 stitches. We'll have joined to our starting stitch, but don't fasten off. We're going to start with that back post single, that shallow back post single crochet again. So around the back of our starting stitch to pull up a loop. Oops, I split my yarn. There we go. And finish the back post single crochet. Around the next stitch, so remember, in through the top loops, out the next stitch just under the top loops. And we'll back post single crochet around 8. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, which should bring us to that corner stitch or the middle stitch of the group of 3, and in that center stitch we want to make 3 single crochet. Nope, just 1 single crochet. So single crochet into that center stitch of the group of 3. Starting with this next stitch, we'll work 8 back post single crochet down this next side of the flower. So that's 2, 3, 7, and 8 shallow back post single crochet. So we'll repeat that around. The 8 back post shallow, single crochet in that center stitch, 8 back post shallow back post single crochet. Once we've worked all the way around, we'll join to our starting single crochet and fasten off. When you have finished round 12, you should have 136 stitches. Round 13, using color D, we're going to start in any of those single crochet that we made in the corner. So remember, there's back post single crochet on either side and the regular single crochet in the corner. We will work 3 single crochet into that stitch. 1, 2, and 3 single crochet. We'll single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches, 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to work a front post extended treble around this front post double crochet 3 rounds below. So it's the second last one along this flower grouping. So we yarn over twice, insert our hook around the back of that post of the front post extended double, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, 3 times for our front post extended treble. We'll skip that next stitch behind the treble, single crochet in the next 3. 1, 2, and 3. And then the next 2 stitches we're going to place a single crochet 2 together. So we insert into the first stitch, pull up a loop, insert into the next stitch, pull up a loop, 3 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 for the 2 together stitch. Single crochet in the next 3 stitches. And then we'll work another front post extended treble, and it's going to be at the second of those front post extended doubles. So in between our trebles we will have these 2 extended doubles on that round that we are not working around. So front post extended treble. Skip the stitch behind and single crochet in the next 3. And then we should have reached our next single crochet corner stitch, and we'll start that repeat again. So 3 single crochet in the corner stitch, single crochet in 3, work a front post extended treble, single crochet in 3, single crochet 2 together, single crochet in 3, front post extended treble, single crochet in 3. Remember, we skip the stitch behind the trebles. So you can go ahead and work that all the way around, joining to our starting single crochet. Do not fasten off. 144 stitches. Round 14, we will slip stitch into the next stitch so that our yarn is in, or our working loop is in that middle stitch of the group of 3 corner single crochets. And we'll start with a double crochet. Again, if you prefer, you can chain 3 for your first double crochet. And we'll place 2 more double crochet in that same corner stitch. So 3 double crochet in the middle stitch of the 3 single crochet from last round. And then we'll just double crochet in each of the next 17 stitches. Which will take us to our next peak or corner stitch, and you'll make 3 double crochet in there, double crochet in 17. So you can go ahead and work that round, joining to our starting stitch, but do not fasten off. (160 stitches). Starting around this very first stitch, we're going to work a shallow back post slip stitch, and then single crochet in the next stitch under both loops, and then we will work 19 shallow back post single crochet. So remember, we go under the top loops of the stitch and back out the top loops of the next stitch and pull our yarn through and complete the single. So you will work 19 shallow back post single crochet, and 1 regular single crochet in the middle stitch or the corner stitch at each peak. Then on your last repeat, you'll just have those 18 back post single crochet since we started with 1. You can join to your starting stitch and fasten off. 160 stitches. We're now going to be working the surface slip stitch that is in blue on the pattern section here. So it's not listed as a round. We're going to work it right now before we work the next round. So when we work surface crochet or surface slip stitches, we need to keep our working yarn behind our work. So we want to find our single crochet that's in the corner. I know mine's a bit hard to see with my dark color here. And we're going to be inserting our hook just under that V of the single crochet in the stitch of round 14. Surface slip stitch, we need to keep our working loop or working yarn behind. So I did not have my loop on the hook. I insert my hook from the right side, but grab the loop from the wrong side or pull to the front. So we're going to be inserting our hook underneath these V's that was folded over when we did our back post stitches. So from the right side going through to the wrong side to pick up the working yarn, pull it through to the front and through the loop on our hook. So we'll be inserting under those V's, and we'll do a total of 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've joined around this first double crochet, we've slip stitched around 5. We want to pull this loop a little bit longer. We don't want this loop to become too long or too short, but we're going to be working behind this front post extended treble into the top of that back post, that shallow back post single crochet. Grab the yarn from behind and pull through the loop for our slip stitch. I twisted that. Okay, so the loop stretches down, we'll go behind. We pull the loop longer again, remove the hook, insert the hook from the other side of the front post extended treble to pull that loop through. Be careful not to twist the loop. There we go. And then coming back up here, we're going to skip that double crochet that was worked into the extended treble and make a slip stitch back up on the round we're working. And then we'll slip stitch in 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We want to try and keep an even tension so that they're not loose and sloppy. But not too tight that it's pulling. Pull the loop longer. Again, come down behind that treble into that back post single crochet and slip stitch. Pull the loop longer. Remove from the hook. Pull the loop through to the other side, and then skipping that 1 stitch behind, we'll come back up and make a slip stitch up there. And we'll continue that working the 10 slip stitch. So it should be 5 up to the corner stitch, 3, 4, 5, and then 5 past the corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Pull the loop long, slip stitch down behind that treble, pull the loop long, remove from the hook, pull through, skipping the space at the double crochet and then into that next stitch for a slip stitch and continuing with the 6. Okay, so on the back you will see that single thread of the V's and you'll see the back of those slip stitches. So you can go ahead and work that around. So the 10 slip stitches around the corners and the 6 slip stitches in between. And I'll meet you at the end of this round. So as you pull the second loop longer, you may want to hold with your thumb this first loop so that we don't shorten it in the process of pulling this next loop longer. Sometimes that can shorten the loop a little bit if we don't hold it with our thumb. When you've worked your way around to that last stitch, what I find helpful is to remove the last stitch from the hook, to go in from the back through that first slip stitch and pull this loop through to the back to finish off behind our work. Sort of like an invisible join at the end of rows. For the next few steps, we're going to be working in rows at each corner and repeating it 4 times around. So what we want to do is find any of the corners single crochet. So that's the single crochet worked into the stitch, and we want to work into the 7th stitch past that. So this is my corner single crochet here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we will start with a single crochet in that stitch. So if you prefer to join with a slip stitch and chain 1 and then work your single crochet, you can. After that single crochet in the 7th stitch, we will chain 1, skip 2 stitches, and then at this next stitch we're going to make a cluster. So we'll yarn over first, and after we skip 2 stitches, insert our hook to pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and leave those 2 loops on the hook. And we'll repeat that 2 more times. 3 loops on the hook, 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 4 loops to finish that cluster. We're going to chain 1, and we will do that 3 more times in that same stitch. So a 3 double crochet cluster, 3 partial double crochets, pulling through all the loops at the end, chain 1. So I have 2 clusters. Three clusters, and we want 1 more. So 4 clusters all in that same stitch. We'll chain 1 after the last one as well. Skip 2 stitches, single crochet in the next, and we will fasten off. So we'll skip this next corner space and then find the next corner and the 7th stitch past there. So corner stitch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In this stitch here, we will connect our yarn again. So then you will work that single crochet, chain 1, skip 2, the 4 clusters in that next stitch with chain 1 in between, chain 1, skip 2, and a single crochet and fasten off. And you'll continue that 2 more times, skipping the next corner, finding that next corner stitch and counting 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to join your yarn for that next corner. So you can go ahead and finish those next 2 corners. So you should have then 4 corners finished with 6 stitches and 5 chain 1 spaces. So for rows 17, 18, and 19, we're going to be working around the 3 rows around this corner stitch. Finish those 3 and then repeat them on each of the other 3. You will be using color D for these 3 rows. My color D is quite dark, so for the purpose of the video, I'm using a lighter color. But again, you will use color D yourself. This is just so you can see it on the video. So before this first single crochet, we want to attach our yarn to the 3rd stitch before that. 1, 2, 3 with a single crochet and chain 1. We're going to skip the next 2 single crochet and the single crochet from last row, and into this chain 1 space we will make 2 double crochet. So just past the single and before our clusters from last row, in that chain 1 space we'll make 2 single crochet, or 2 double crochet, pardon me. We'll work a front post extended double around the cluster. So yarn over, around the back, out to the front, pull the yarn through, pull through 1, and then pull through 2 twice. Front post extended double around the cluster. Then we want to work an extended treble in between the clusters down into that same stitch where we worked the clusters. So yarn over twice, insert in the stitch between 2 clusters, and pull your hook out in front of that chain 1 space. Yarn over, pull the loop through, yarn over, pull through 1, then yarn over, pull through 2, 3 times, for that extended treble in between the clusters in the same space or same stitch as the clusters. We'll work a front post extended double around the next cluster, work a double crochet into that chain 1 space between the 2nd and 3rd cluster, and we'll work another extended treble between the 2nd and 3rd cluster into the same stitch the clusters are worked into. And another double crochet in that same chain 1 space. Another front post extended double around the next cluster. An extended treble back down between the 3rd and the 4th cluster in that same stitch. And a front post extended double around the last cluster. Two doubles in that chain 1 space. And we'll skip the single crochet. Sorry, I'll finish my 2nd double crochet. There we go. We'll skip this single and then the next 2 single on our last round of the octagon, and then single crochet in that next stitch, and single crochet in the next stitch as well. Then for row 18, we're going to turn our work. We'll skip this first single crochet and we'll single crochet in the next to 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then the next stitch, which should be that middle extended treble stitch, we are going to single crochet 3, 1, 2, and 3 in that stitch. Then working down the next side, we'll single crochet in 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then the next stitch will be our 8th single crochet. So the next stitch back down on round 15. And then we'll chain 2. We want to turn our work back over to the right side. We'll remove the hook from the loop, and we want to insert our hook into that corner single crochet, not the back post single crochet, but that corner single crochet, and pull that loop through to the front. We'll place a stitch marker in that stitch, and into the same stitch where we chained 2, that first single crochet, we want to place a double crochet, and then we'll half double crochet in the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. We'll work a front post extended double around this first extended double from row 17. We'll skip 1 stitch behind after that last half double crochet, half double crochet into the next stitch. Front post extended double around this next front post extended double, skip a stitch, half double crochet in the next 2, and then 5 double crochet into the next stitch, which should be the middle stitch of that 3. But we want to make them a little bit shorter, so a little bit tighter tension on our double crochet, so they're not quite as tall as your usual double crochet. So to do that, when I insert and pull up the front loop, I just tug that working yarn a little bit tighter to make that loop smaller. You may have to wiggle your hook a little bit for 5 double crochet in that center stitch. Half double crochet in the next 2, 1 and 2, front post extended double around that front post extended double, skip 1 stitch after that last half double crochet, half double crochet in the next, front post extended double around the next front post extended double, skip 1 stitch, half double crochet in the next 3, 2 and 3, and then we want to work a double crochet in the post of this last single crochet, so going through the post legs to insert our hook for this final double crochet. And then skipping 2 stitches back on round 15 and into the single crochet, not the back post single crochet. Into that single crochet we will slip stitch and fasten off. Then you want to repeat that on the other 3 corners as well. We're going to now work in rounds around our whole piece again. So we want to find the middle stitch. So we work those 5 double crochet into a corner stitch. We want to find that 3rd double crochet, the middle stitch, and we will make 2 single crochet into that corner stitch. Then we're going to single crochet in 43 stitches down the side. Now we do want to be careful at the next corner piece. The stitch that we pulled that loop through from the chain 2, if you've marked that, you need to make sure that you work into that stitch as well, plus then the double crochet that came just after that pull through. So make sure we work that stitch where we pulled the loop through from the back of the chain 2. So 43 single crochet down the side. I have 2, 3, 4. Make sure that we work into the stitch where we slip stitched into as well, which would be stitch 12, 13, 2, and 3. So that 43rd single crochet should be in the second of the set of 5 double crochet in the corner. The next stitch will be our center stitch. We'll work 3 single crochet into that center stitch, and then ready to work 43 single crochet down the next side, and so on around the blanket or around our square, and I will meet you just before we join to our starting stitch. When you've finished your last side with a single crochet in 43, we want to place 1 more single crochet in the same stitch as our starting 3, and then, or as our starting 2 single crochet, and then join to our starting single crochet. Do not fasten off. We're going to continue with color D. You should have 184 stitches. Round 21, we are going to work 3 double crochet into the same stitch. So I'm starting with a starting double crochet. If you prefer, you can chain 3 to count as your first double crochet, and 2 more in that same stitch. So we start with 3 double crochet in that first stitch. Then we will double crochet in each of the 45 stitches down the side. So 45 double crochet down the side. When you get to your next corner, you will work 5 double crochet into that stitch and work your way around. So I've worked all the way around. I finished my 45 double crochet on my final side. We need to add 2 more double crochet to our starting group of 3. We're going to place the first one in that slip stitch join at the end of last round, and then the second one can go in the same stitch as our other 3, and that will finish that corner just a bit neater than if we put both of them in that same stitch. So 2 more double crochet before our starting stitches and join to the top of our starting stitch. Do not fasten off. (200 stitches). Round 22, continuing with color D, we are going to make 3 double crochet in this corner stitch again. So if you prefer, you can start with a chain 3. I'm working a starting double crochet plus 2 more double crochet into that that corner stitch. We'll double crochet in the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1. We'll skip the next stitch and double crochet in the next 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we'll repeat that 6 more times. Chain 1, skip a stitch, double crochet in 5. After the 7 repeats, we will chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next 3. 1, 2, and 3 double crochet, which should bring us to that center stitch, and we'll place 5 double crochet in that center stitch. 2, 3, 4, and 5 double crochet, and ready to work down the next side, starting with the double crochet in 3, and then the repeat of chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in 5. So you can go ahead and work that all the way around all the sides, and I'll meet you just before the end of this round. So again, when you've worked your way down the 4 sides, we want to add 2 more double crochet to the set of 3 that we started with. So we'll double crochet in that slip stitch that was part of our joining last round, and then a double crochet in the base of our starting double crochet, joining to the starting stitch and fastening off. You should have 184 stitches and 28 chain 1 spaces. Round 23, using color C, we will start with 2 single crochet in that corner stitch. Single crochet in each of the next 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 single crochet. We'll work an extended double crochet into the skip stitch from round 21. So working in front of that chain 1 from last round, we'll insert in the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2 twice for our extended double crochet. Then we'll single crochet in the next 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then work an extended double crochet in that skip stitch 2 rounds below. And we'll repeat that. We'll do that a total of 8 times. Single crochet in 5, extended double in that skipped stitch, working in front of the chain 1. Okay, so you can work down this first side, and I'll meet you after our 8 repeats. So when you've worked down your side after those 8 repeats of the extended double crochet and single crochet in 5, you should be at your corner stitch, and we will work 3 single crochet into this corner stitch. And 3 single crochet, ready to work down the side with the single crochet in 5, and then starting with the extended double, single crochet in 5, all the way down the sides, 3 single crochet in the corner stitches. I'll meet you at the end of our last side. So just finishing up the last side, we want to place 1 more single crochet in the same stitch as our starting stitch and join with a slip stitch, and we can go ahead and fasten off color C. 224 stitches. Round 24, continuing with color D, again using color D for round 24, we're going to join in any of the corner stitches, so that middle stitch of the corner set of 3 single crochet. And we will make 3 double crochet in this first corner to start. Then we will just double crochet down the side in each of the stitches, so 55 double crochet down the side. When you get to the next corner stitch, we'll place 5 double crochet in there. And then as we work around our final side, we will add 2 more double crochet to our starting group of 3 and join and fasten off. So you'll finish up the row with the 2 extra double crochet in the same stitch as our starting 3 double crochet, slip stitch to the top and fasten off. 240 stitches. Round 25, you will work 59 shallow back post single crochet and 3 single crochet in each of the corners. 248 stitches. Round 26, we're going to start with 2 single crochet in that corner stitch, and working around each of the stitches down the side, we will work back post single crochet. So you will work we'll work 61 back post single crochet down each side with 3 single crochet in the corner stitches. Once you've worked around, you'll add 1 more single crochet into the starting stitch before joining to that first single crochet. 256 stitches. Round 27, using color B, we will start with 2 single crochet in the corner stitch. And working down the side, we will single crochet in each of the 63 stitches until the next corner, where we will work 3 single crochet in that corner stitch. And when you've worked your way around, you add 1 more single crochet and join to our starting stitch. Do not finish off at the end of this round. You'll have 264 stitches. Round 28, continuing with color B, we are going to start with a cluster stitch in this corner stitch. So if you wish, you can start with a chain 3 or a chain 2, for the first part of the double crochet, or with your version of a starting stitch, leaving 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, insert again, pull up a loop, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, insert in that same stitch again, pull up a loop, pull through 2, 4 loops on the hook, pull through all 4, chain 1 for 1 cluster stitch, and we will make 2 more in that same stitch. So 2 more clusters with the chain 1 in between. So 3 cluster stitches with the chain 1 after each, including the last one. We're going to skip 2 stitches. The first one could be a little bit hidden by our cluster stitches. So 1, 2, and we'll single crochet in 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4 single crochet. Chain 1, we're going to skip 2 stitches, and in the next stitch we will make 4 cluster stitches with the chain 1 after each. So that's my first one. We'll make 4 clusters in that same stitch. Four cluster stitches with the chain 1 after each, including the last one. Skip 2 stitches, single crochet in 7. That's 7, and we'll repeat that again. So chain 1, skip 2, 4 cluster stitches with the chain 1 after each, skip 2, single crochet in 7. We'll do that 4 times down the side, and I'll meet you after those repeats. So after our 4th repeat, we will skip 2, chain 1, and work those 4 cluster stitches in the next with the chain 1 in between. Skip 2, remembering sometimes that first one is hidden by the clusters, single crochet in 4, chain 1, skip the last 2 stitches, and in this corner stitch we will make 5 clusters with the chain 1 in between. That's 5 cluster stitches. Remember to chain 1 after all of them, including the last one. Then ready to work down the side, skipping 2, the first one's hidden, single crochet in 4, chain 1, skip 2, and then ready for a repeat of the 4 clusters, skip 2, 7 crochet, single crochet. So you can go ahead and work that all the way around, and I'll meet you at the end of this round. So when you're working your final side, you will have that last set of 4 clusters, skip 2, single crochet in 4, chain 1, skip those last 2, and we'll work the clusters, 2 more clusters into that same stitch as our starting 3 clusters. And then we'll join to the top of our starting cluster to finish off this round, and you can cut your yarn. You should have 244 stitches and 124 chain 1 spaces. Looking at our corner stitches, those groups of clusters, we have 5 clusters, so find that third one, that middle cluster, and with color D for round 29, we'll make an extended front post double crochet around that middle cluster to start the round. Then into the chain 1 space, just past that cluster, we will make 2 double crochet, 1 and 2 double crochet in that chain 1 space. And we'll work a front post extended double around the next cluster, followed by a double crochet in the chain 1 space, and we'll repeat that around the last cluster. Front post extended double and double crochet in the chain space. We'll skip these 4 single crochet, work a double crochet in the chain space, and a front post extended double around the first cluster. And we'll repeat that. Double crochet in the chain space, front post extended double around the cluster. We'll work 3 double crochet into this next chain space, which is the middle of this group of clusters. So 3 double crochet into that chain space. Then we'll work a front post extended double around the cluster, double crochet in the chain 1 space, followed by another front post extended double around the cluster, double crochet in the chain 1 space. We'll chain 1, skip 3 stitches, single crochet into the next, chain 1, skip 3 stitches, and then repeat with the double crochet in the chain space, front post extended around the cluster, repeat that, the 3 doubles in that middle chain space, and so on. So you'll repeat that down the side, and I'll meet you just before the next corner. So as you have worked your way down the side and you have worked this final set of clusters, we will chain 1, we will skip these 4 single crochet, double crochet in the chain space, and front post extended double around the first cluster, double crochet in the chain space, front post extended around the second cluster, 2 double crochet in the next chain space, front post extended double around the middle cluster, 2 double crochet in the next space, and then front post extended and double crochet in the space around these last 2 clusters of the corner set. So front post extended around the cluster, double crochet in the chain 1 space just after the clusters. Then we're ready to work down this side. We'll skip those first 4 stitches, double crochet in the chain space, front post extended around the clusters, and so on as we work to the first side. So you can go ahead, work your way around, and I'll meet you just at the end of the round. As you finish up your final side just before the corner, you will skip those last 4 single crochet, double crochet in the chain space, front post extended double around the next cluster, and repeat double crochet in the space, front post extended double around the cluster, and then 2 double crochet in this last space, joining to our starting front post extended double to finish the round. And you can fasten off as well. Round 30, using color C, we will start in a corner stitch, so that'll be a front post extended double around that middle cluster in the corner. We will place 2 single crochet in that stitch, single crochet in each of the next 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we'll skip this we'll skip the next stitch and work an extended double crochet into the space between the second and third single crochet. So we skipped those 4 single crochet in between the second and third. So not under, you want to try and make sure that you're getting in between that extra loop. and working in front of the previous round, we'll make that extended double crochet. We'll skip this next stitch, single crochet in 3. 1, 2, 3. 2 single crochet in the next stitch, single crochet in the next, 2 single crochet in the next, single crochet in the next 2 stitches, and we'll skip these next 2. And then into this single crochet, we're going to place, we skip 2 stitches and the chain 1 space. Into the single crochet, we place a double, chain 1, a front post extended double around the single crochet, chain 1, and a double crochet back into that single. We'll skip these 2 stitches, so we're skipping the chain 1 and skip the 2 stitches, single crochet in 2, 2 single crochet in the next, single crochet in the next, 2 single crochet in the next stitch, and single crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. And we'll do that 3 times. So we'll skip these next 2 stitches, double crochet in the single, chain 1, front post extended double around the single, chain 1, double crochet back into that same single crochet, skip 2 stitches, single crochet in 2, 2 singles in the next, single crochet in 1, 2 singles in the next, single crochet in 2. So you can work that 2 more times and I'll join you after that. So you'll do this repeat a total of 3 times, working into that single crochet and then the single crochets around the flower part. You'll do that a total of 3 times, after which you will skip the 2 singles or the 2 stitches. You'll work the double crochet, chain 1, front post extended double, chain 1, double crochet all in that single, skip 2 stitches. You'll work single crochet in the next 2, 2 single crochet in the next one, 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet in the next, and then single crochet in the next 3. We'll skip this last stitch around that flower, and then down in our skipped 4 single crochet between the second and the third, we'll make an extended double crochet. Yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 1, and pull through 2 twice. Skip 1 stitch, single crochet in 5, 2, 3, 4, and 5, which should bring us to that corner front post extended double, and we will work 3 single crochet into that stitch and then continue the other 3 sides in the same way as this first side. So on the first flower, after we've worked that extended double crochet between the second and the third singles, we start with 3 single crochet, 2 in the next, 1, 2 in the next, and then just 2 single crochet. Then we work those stitches in the single, and in each of these next 3 flowers we have 2 single crochet at the front and the other side of the flower. And then on this last one, we do the 3 single crochet again at the end. As you've worked your final side and those last 5 single crochet, we want to add 1 more single crochet, in the same space as our starting stitches. And then we can go ahead and join to our first single crochet and fasten off. Round 31, using color A, we will make 2 single crochet in the corner stitch to start this round. Then we'll make 15 back post shallow back post single crochet. So that's 2. We want to do a total of 15. Shallow back post single crochet. We'll chain 1, skip the next 3 stitches, and into this chain 1 space just before the front post extended double crochet, we'll make a cluster. We'll cluster chain 1 twice into this chain 1 space. We'll skip the front post extended double, and into the next space we will work 2 more clusters with the chain 1. Cluster chain 1 and a second. Cluster chain 1. We'll skip 3 stitches. The first one is hidden by our cluster. It's that double crochet, and the next 2 stitches we'll skip. So starting with the first of the 2 in 1, we will make 5 shallow back post single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 shallow back post single crochet. The last one should be around the second of the final set of 2 in this set. After the 5 back post shallow stitches, we want to chain 1. We'll skip the 3 stitches, and in the next chain 1 space we'll work that 2 clusters with the chain 1 as we did previously. So we'll work the clusters and these 5 back post single crochet. We want to do that a total of 4 times, so I'll let you finish those repeats and I'll join you before our next corner. After the 4th repeat of these clusters and the 5 shallow back post single crochet, we will work 10 more of the shallow back post single crochet for a total of 15 of those shallow back post single crochet for this end of the side, which should take us to that last stitch before our corner stitch, where we will place 3 single crochet in that corner stitch and ready to repeat down the next side. So you can go ahead and work that all the way around, and I'll meet you just before we finish this round. Once you have worked this all the way around, we want to place 1 more single crochet in that same stitch as our starting 2 singles and join to our first single crochet. Do not fasten off. Round 32, continuing with color A, we are going to work 3 extended doubles into this starting stitch. So again, you can start with a chain if you prefer. I'm starting with my version of a starting double crochet, making it an extended double. 1, 2, and 3 extended double crochet in the corner stitch to start round 32. We'll make an extended double crochet in each of the next 10 stitches. 1, 2, 9, and 10 extended double crochet. Double crochet in the next 6. 1, 2, 5, and 6 double crochet. We're going to make a front post double crochet around the cluster and a half double crochet into the chain 1 space. We'll do that 2 more times. Front post double crochet around the cluster, half double crochet into the space. Front post double, half double crochet, and then we'll place a front post double around the last cluster. And double crochet in the next 5 stitches. Which should bring us to the next cluster set, and you'll work those front post double, half double crochets around those clusters and the double crochet. So we'll do this repeat here a total of 4 times, and I'll meet you after that 4th repeat. So after the 4th repeat, we want to add 1 more double crochet so that we end this side with 6 double crochet past the last set of clusters, and then we will work 10 extended double crochet. So that's 2, 3, 9, 9 and 10 extended double crochet, which should bring us to our corner stitch, and we'll work 5 extended doubles in the corner stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 extended double crochet in that corner stitch. Ready to work down the side, starting with those 10 extended double, 6 doubles, and then working our front post and halves around the clusters. So you can go ahead and work that all the way around. I'll meet you at the end of this round. When you've worked your way around, we want to add 2 more extended double in the same stitch as our starting one. I'm going to do the first one in that slip stitch just before, and then the 5th one in that same stitch as our starting one, join to the top of our starting extended double crochet. Do not fasten off. 320 stitches. Round 33, continuing with color A, we will make 2 single crochet in the starting stitch, and then we will insert a single crochet in each of the stitches down the side, so that will be 79 single crochet working down the side in every stitch. And when we get to the next corner stitch, we'll place 3 single crochet in that corner. So once you've worked your way around, you will want to add 1 more single crochet in the same stitch as our starting 2 single crochet, and then finish off joining to that first single crochet. Do not cut your yarn. Should have 328 stitches for this round. Round 34, continuing with color A, we want to start with 3 double crochet in our starting stitch. So you can chain 3 for the first one if you prefer. I'm using my starting stitch and making 2 more double crochet in that same stitch. Oops. To start with a 3 double crochet. We'll double crochet in each of the next 18 stitches. 1, 2, 3. And 18 double crochet. We want to work a front post treble around this front post double 2 rounds below, just by that first cluster stitch. And we'll skip 1 stitch behind, double crochet in 7. 1, 2. 6 and 7 double crochet. We'll work another front post treble around this next front post double by that last cluster. Oops. Skip the stitch behind, double crochet in 3. 1, 2, and 3. And then we're ready to work another front post treble around that front post double crochet, and we want to repeat that set starting with the treble, 7 double crochet, the next treble, and the 3 double crochet. We'll do that 3 more times, and I'll meet you just before the next corner. Those repeats down the side after that last front post treble, you'll have those 3 double crochet, and then you'll work 15 more double crochet, which should bring you to the corner stitch, and we'll place 5 double crochet in the corner stitch, 2, 3, 4, and 5 double crochet in that corner stitch. And we're ready to start working down the next side, starting with those 18 double crochet and then working those front post treble and double crochet sets. So you can go ahead and repeat that around all 3 sides, and I'll meet you just before our final corner. So when you've worked your way all around all 4 sides, we want to add 2 more double crochet to our starting group of 3. So we're going to place the first one in that slip stitch join from last round, and then the second one we'll place in the same stitch as our beginning 3 double crochet to make a group of 5 in this corner, joining to our first stitch, but do not fasten off. There should be 344 stitches this round. Round 35, we want to start with a 3 double crochet in that first stitch, or our joining stitch, again starting with a chain 3 if you prefer for that first double crochet. We want to chain 1, skip this first stitch, then we'll double crochet in the next 11. 1, 2. And 11 double crochet. We'll chain 1, skip the next stitch, and double crochet in 11. So we'll do that a total of 7 times down the side, and I'll meet you just before our corner. So as you've worked your way down the side after those repeats, your last set of 11 double crochet, will chain 1, skip the last stitch, and then make 5 double crochet in that corner. Ready to start down the next side with the chain 1, skip a stitch, double crochet in 11. So you can go ahead and work that all the way around, and I'll meet you again just before our final corner. When you've worked your way all around, you'll want to add that chain 1 after that last set of 11 double crochet, skip the last stitch, and then add 2 more double crochet to that starting corner, and you can join to our starting stitch and fasten off. 328 stitches and 32 chain 1 spaces. Round 36, we will use color C, and starting in the corner stitch, we'll start with 2 single crochet. We want to work an extended, we'll single crochet in the next 2 stitches. Then we want to work an extended double crochet into this skip stitch. So the stitch we skipped last round, we're working an extended double crochet into that stitch, working in front of the chain 1. And we'll single crochet in each of the 11 stitches. And you'll just repeat that down the whole side making those front post extended double crochet in the skipped stitch and single crochet in each of the stitches in between. And I'll meet you just before our next corner. Once you've done the 7 repeats down the side, you'll end with these 11 single crochet, work 1 more extended double crochet in that last skip stitch, and single crochet in each of those last 2 stitches before the corner stitch. And then in the corner we want to work 3 single crochet. 1, 2, and 3. Single crochet in each of those first 2 stitches past the corner, and then in that skip stitch we will start with that extended double crochet and working the 11 single crochet. So you can go ahead and complete this all the way around, and I'll meet you at the end of the round. So when you've worked your way all the way around, you will end with these 11 single crochet, make 1 more extended double crochet, single crochet in the last 2 stitches before the corner, adding 1 more single crochet to that corner before joining and fastening off. You should have 368 stitches this round. Now that is as far as I need to go with you in the video. You are welcome to work rounds 24 through 36 as many times as you wish to get the blanket to the size that you desire. Round 24 is this round here, my black round, just above where we had those other color C extended doubles worked down below, similar to the row we just finished. So from here through to there, you can repeat those several rows as many times as you wish to finish your blanket. So enjoy this lovely vintage delight and look forward to seeing you again another time.